Today we are going to talk about our cruise on fall break.
Sweet.
Nice.
Okay. First time on a cruise for the three of us.
Yes.
Your mother had been on one when she was younger, so it's her second time on a cruise. And we also went with some extended family, your aunt, and that was fun.
Yep.
So, nonetheless, we had a good time. We'll get into it a little bit more here. The cruise ship was massive, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was all kinds of things to do on it. Super cool. Let's go through some of those. So on the top level, tell me about some of the amenities for kids.
On the very, very top level, there was on the top 3 levels basically, there was there are two pretty big pools, a grown-up pool, 5 hot tubs, 2 water slides, 2 giant water slides actually.
Yeah.
There were also a surfing thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also the free ice cream. Well, not really free because you had to buy the ticket to get it, but ice cream. And then there are also other diners and food too.
Yep.
That was the first 3 levels basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty incredible. There's also a sports park where they had basketball hoops, and they set it up for pickleball and tennis, and then also
a rock climbing wall.
Climbing wall, which we did.
That thing went up to the top level.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. And then throughout the other levels, there was food establishments, theaters.
Yeah, there's also this giant hall in the middle of the ship.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So it's a massive ship.
Really big.
So that's a good kind of overview of what the ship had on it. But let's get back into what were your favorite things on the ship. And let's start with Max.
So my favorite things were definitely the ice cream. Because you could get as many as you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then the water slides, that one was really cool because when you went down, it was you went off the ship.
Yeah.
And it went back on, and then you went to a stop. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the soft serve ice cream that was unlimited, like a lot of things on the ship, and we'll circle back and talk about that. And then the water slide, part of it, went out over the side of the ship and back onto the ship. So that was pretty crazy, right? And there was 2 water slides, one where you sat on a tube, and another one where you went face forward on a mat, right?
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite of those 2?
Mine was definitely the big one, since that one was that one actually took longer, and also it was it had a really good pace, but it also took longer, and you had more fun on it since you could go it was this thing that went this, and it went real.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big water slide was really cool because you were there are 2 water slides, as Max said. One of them was where you had a mat, and another one was where you were in a tube with another person.
Mm-hmm.
And as Max said, there were these things where you went woo, woo, and then that's cool. My favorite part of the big water slide though was where we were we went off the side of a ship.
Oh yeah, and then it was glass basically, or it was plastic where you could see through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
Was that
cool.
kind of scary?
No. Well, kind of.
No, because you knew, I wasn't scary to me because I knew hundreds, maybe thousands of people had gone in it before. So it's not like it'd probably break. It's a low chance it would break on us of everyone.
Right. I'm sure they constructed it to be safe. They don't want people getting hurt, obviously.
Yeah.
And what about the surfing area? What did they call that?
I think it was surf. No, it didn't have surf in it. I forgot.
I don't remember. It's something
I forget.
A flow rider.
Flow rider.
Yeah.
Flow rider is also a musician, but anyway, the flow rider was pretty cool. It was a massive just stream of water coming out, and then you could just kind of surf on it.
Yeah, you can either surf on it or you can wakeboard on it.
Yeah.
They teach you how to do that.
And you guys both tried that. So how was that?
I feel like it was fun. It was really fun, but it wasn't worth the wait. The wait was 10 to 15 minutes, Or Max, how much long was it for you?
Well, it was like, it was about like 10 minutes, but it was like every single person have 4 chances to go onto the wakeboard and try. And then
before you had to go back to the end of the line.
Yeah, until you had to go back to the end of the line. But it's kind of cool how how all that water gushes, and then when you ride it, it's like it feels like you're actually on the waves of so it's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It was probably worth doing once, but yeah, you're right. I remember the lines being pretty long, and
the line was really long.
Yeah, but really neat. So they had a lot of great amenities. What was the first thing? Do you remember what the first thing was that we did when we got on the boat?
Look around.
Well, we looked around, but then we went up to the top level. We got our swimsuits on. We went up to the top level, and
well, I remember the first thing all we did was eat.
And we did eat. We ate. That was the first thing we did. You're right, man.
Yeah.
It was like lunchtime by then.
It was the first and the last thing that we did on the boat. There's plenty of food, which
there's a buffet.
We'll get into that. But we did the rock climbing wall. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
That was like in the beginning too.
Yeah, I liked the rock climbing wall. We got to it before there was too much, or there was much of a line or interest in it, so we were first in line. Got to go up the rock climbing wall. You guys did, I think, all 3 sections of it, right?
I remember I
did 2 of them.
Yeah, I remember I did 2, and I did 2. I got up to one of the bells, and I didn't get up to the top one. The other one, I hit the bell and got up to the top.
Got all the way to the top. Didn't you?
I couldn't get to the top.
No,
I just couldn't. I'm just not capable of doing that. Or I'm just too scared of heights.
I'm scared of heights.
Probably number 2.
It's a little scary. You have to have a lot of trust in that harness, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I did it. I went up to the top, rang the bell, and then you're supposed to just kind of lay back down. But I wanted to climb back down. I didn't quite trust just jumping off.
I remember.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah, I tried to jump off of it, and my hands just grabbed one. I just didn't want to.
Yeah, but that was pretty fun. So we did that. Then we went over to the water slide. Before that got too crowded, I was able to go on the water slide with you boys. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that big water slide's really fun.
Right. And then we went in the hot tub, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That felt good.
Yeah.
Basically, our routine would be we wake up, we go in and have some food, and then we go to the water slides, do the water slides twice, and then we just go to the hot tub and then relax for the rest of the day.
That's right. Okay, so your favorite thing, Max, was unlimited ice cream and the water slide. William, favorite things? Same or different?
Same, but I also want to add on.
Okay.
I like the buffet.
Oh, yeah.
The buffet, it wasn't actually that good except for breakfast. The breakfast was really good.
Yeah.
They had good pancakes, bacon, sausages, waffles,
chocolate syrup.
Yeah, they had everything. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and they also had chocolate chip pancakes.
Only on the last day. The other days they had
blueberry,
and I think there's one day that they had pineapple or something.
Right.
Disgusting.
I remember seeing your plates and being disgusted.
You throw up in your mouth.
Max, remember he actually put some chocolate syrup or something onto his plate.
Yeah.
And when we were leaving, there was chocolate right here on his leg. Yeah, I feel like
Max, how did you get chocolate on your leg and not know it was there? And then you thought, oh, I'm bleeding. No, it's chocolate. It's just chocolate.
How does chocolate look like blood? That's impossible.
Max, you're crazy.
I was like, oh dear, that's blood. Did I scrape it on something?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's chocolate because you just wiped it off.
I remember the waiters that came to pick us our plates up. He was actually scared to touch the plate.
Yeah, he grabbed
so disgusting.
He grabbed all of yours but left mine.
Yeah. Crazy. Yes. Yes.
Actually,
I think it should be noted here that we let you guys not sort of like indulge unlimited on food and sweets and different things.
Yeah.
But we have a pretty strict diet at home.
Yeah.
And we eat what Mom makes, and Mom cooks healthy, good food. when we go out to eat, we pretty much let you guys order what you want off the menus. And similarly on the trip, we didn't really restrict your food intake.
Yeah.
So it can be
you guys could only like suggest what we should do. Like you guys would only say like, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't have this," and we'd be like, "Later, suckers."
That's
yeah,
right.
You're
that's
like,
right.
You should grab some eggs. I'm like, nope, and grab some pancakes.
Yeah, and while maybe all of your choices weren't ones that I would have made, it creates a bit of a treat around when we go out to eat. Then you can order what you want, but when we're at home, you eat what your mother makes mostly, or what I make, which happens a little bit. And generally, we eat much more healthy at home. Any rate. Okay, so those were some of your favorite things. What about your least favorite things? What are some things that you didn't enjoy about the trip or the boat or the cruise or your room or whatever it might be?
Well, for me, I think that since there's like 14 levels and we are on and then we have to go to level 1 to get to to get off the boat to go to Catalina or Ensenada.
Yeah.
And then we come back on the boat on 1. And then we have to walk all the way up to level 9 or 8. Yeah. And I don't really like how it's that much.
But that's not a fault of the boat. That was our policy. We said, look, we're going to be consuming a lot of calories on this trip because of the unlimited food situation.
Well,
therefore, we will take the stairs all the time. Correct?
Yeah. We only took the elevator together for
Judy.
The first day.
Yes.
And when we were going on and off the boat.
Right. And mainly we wanted to see what the elevator, because it had a glass side to it, and so it went up and down on the inside, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, because it's basically this is the elevator and this is the giant hall.
Right.
And it was 10 stories high.
We used the elevator once on the trip. Otherwise, we took the stairs. You didn't like the stairs, huh, Max? Look at all the good legwork you got done. And then we went for a hike yesterday. You were prepped, man.
Yeah, but even the thing is, when Judy, remember how Judy, we were on 5 and we only had to go 3 levels up. She was like, "Oh no, I have to take the elevator." I'm like, "It's just 3 levels. Come on." Otherwise, if it's more than
also 80.
Yeah, but if it's more than 6,
call me when you're 80.
If it's more than 6, I'm done.
I can't call me when you're 80.
Okay.
Something that I liked that was really funny was where once me and Max were we like to race to the top or to the bottom to see who could get there first. And a few of the times when Max was sometimes he got to the top and then he accidentally dropped his shoe because he was wearing flip-flops for some reason.
And then Will, I
took him and I threw him through the stairs and he fell down the level and then he had to run back down to get it. And then he dropped his shoe again and I did that.
Oh.
And then he came up and he was yelling at me.
You really gave Max a workout then.
Yeah, it was fun.
No, that's clever. Max, you didn't return that favor somehow?
No, well,
that's because I was wearing tennis shoes.
Yeah.
I can't take those off my shoes.
Well, actually,
he might have outsmarted you on this one, Max.
Well, yesterday Will forgot his shoes at swim practice, and I had to give him back to them. And I was a nice person. I didn't throw them into the pool.
Of course you were.
Well, Max, I wouldn't throw your shoes in the pool.
I would throw yours.
Let's keep on the topic of the cruise here. So, anything else you thought that besides the stairs that you were not impressed with, or you thought could have been better?
I was not impressed with the people there. How big they were.
Ooh.
And
we're getting deep.
Let's come back to that, because I think the type of the people and the unlimited access to food and drinks is a theme we should definitely cover. So okay, so let's snooze down for a little bit, Max. How about you, Will? Anything else you thought could have been different or better on the cruise?
I feel I do think it was pretty good in general. I do feel maybe there wasn't really anything that was that bad. Oh, I do wish because they did have a little 9-hole putt course,
right?
Or mini putt course. I don't know what it is. But
miniature golf, yeah.
Yeah, so we have to they had that, and I didn't quite I wish I had people that were on that course, because people are always on it, but the thing was they would go so slow and they would just let their kids, like 2-year-olds, take the
club.
Take the club and just try to hit it. It takes them like 20 shots to get it in while they're just talking. And then we just have to wait one hole behind them because someone's ahead of them or something.
Yeah, it's not quite like when we play golf at the club and can we play through, or there's a pace of play policy or something like that. So I think maybe what you're referring to is also parents just kind of letting their kids run wild on the miniature putt course. And for those that were trying to, let's say, have a competition, you couldn't really do it because kids were jumping around on all the holes. And parents, I suppose, felt like they were on vacation and didn't feel like they wanted to watch after their kids or discipline them about being respectful of other people on the putting course.
Mm-hmm.
So nonetheless, that was, a bit of a crap show in terms of trying to do some putt. We tried it, and it was a bit of a mess, but it was there. It was kind of cool to have on the ship. Maybe we would need to go and there's no kids around or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember when I think we were on like hole, I don't know, maybe like 6 and that, or like I think it was 7, and this kid had a golf ball and a club standing in that little. Do you remember that like thing that the ball rolls around and goes into the hole?
Yeah.
He was literally standing in there, throwing the ball into there.
Yeah.
And then we asked him to get away. He went away, and then he just climbed back on.
Yeah, and then when he climbed back on, this is the funny part. Then when we said to go away again,
he tripped.
Then his mom came over and said they're hitting. So luckily she was good enough to do that.
Yeah.
And then when he was coming off, he tripped and he hit face first into the ground.
Well, we don't want that to happen, but
kids are kind of dumb.
Kids are dumb. You are kids. I just want you to know that.
We are?
Yeah.
No,
my whole life is a lie.
Okay, so the putting course. How about our excursions? We took some time in Catalina, spent a little time on the beach, walked around the town, went on a glass bottom boat. Thoughts about that?
All that stuff was pretty fun. I think it was. I feel like it was worth our time, and yet it wasn't like a waste of time just to get off the boat instead of doing water slides or something. Because I do think that part was pretty fun.
It was fun to get off the boat and do something different, right?
Yeah. But I do think I didn't quite like the whole trip to Ensenada.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk Catalina first. So Catalina, we got off and did, like I said, beach, glass bottom boat, which was, I don't know, 30-minute tour. And then we also did a miniature golf. I thought that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty cool course.
Oh, yeah, that golf thing.
Shaded, and if
really
anybody
fun.
goes there, I would say, go do the miniature golf course. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was like we were like in a jungle doing some cool golf thing. And it was cool because like they had holes, and then it was like there'd be a circle here and a circle here and a circle here and a circle here, and there's no way to get to the other circles except for like hitting your ball into a hole, like into a certain thing.
Yeah, the miniature golf was pretty legit. And then we also had an amazing lunch at, I think it was called the Blue Lobster, and food there was really good. I had a mahi, they had fresh mahi. I had a mahi sandwich and a lobster taco. Pretty good. So that was all really good. And then we got back on the boat and continued the trip. Then we stopped the next day at Ensenada, where we had a bit of a walk into town, and then we met up with someone who guided us on a bike tour where we did some taco stands, and they were really nice.
Yeah, they were good. I really liked the second one. It was like pulled pork or something.
Yeah, we did 3 local taco stands, and Ensenada is known with, world famous for having some of the best tacos in the world. And I would say the first taco, amazing. It was fish and shrimp. The second one was, as Will said, it was a pork.
Yeah.
I personally
only really like the second one. The first one and the last one, I'm not a big fan of fish.
I know you don't like fish, but that's
I just don't really like seafood. It's weird.
Yeah.
Anything that comes from the sea, I'm like, bleh.
Yeah. I don't know that I did too much at your age either. You might change your opinion of that over time.
I like the first one. I like that. That was really good.
Yeah.
It was probably like for if I did a rankings, it would be our second one, then the first one, then the third one. Because the third one, it was way too greasy for me.
Yeah, so the third one was more of a traditional fried fish taco. So it was kind of greasy. Maybe when we don't generally eat like that, so it was maybe a little bit greasy for us. But it was tasty. The sauces and everything they had on it was tasty, just maybe not our style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really cool. Ensenada was neat. And then got back on the boat and came home, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was our trip at Ensenada.
So that's a quick summary of the trip. Now, Max, you mentioned the people on the people on the boat, and well, I think we have to start with
obese people.
Cruises are pretty convenient to you, right? You can either drive there if you live near the area. You can drive there, get on the boat, and then you're in one room, right, for the duration of the trip. You're not switching between hotels all the time. So I can see the allure of cruise ships in that regard, that it's easy, and then you stop at different ports and you get off and you get to see various different places. And so I definitely can appreciate why people like cruises. The other thing that I can appreciate about cruises that people probably enjoy is there are upcharge opportunities. So, for example, there's like a good steakhouse. We went to the steakhouse one night and had a good meal.
Yeah.
And
I like their fries.
Their fries were good. There are a few things on the boat that you can do as sort of upcharges, but in general, everything on the boat is free. They have a massive buffet with everything you can dream of to eat. They have
the
bars,
ice cream.
Yeah, soft serve ice cream all day. They had a taco stand out by the pools. And all this was included. And then if you buy a drink package, which your mom and I didn't do, but the drink package, you can drink as much as you want of alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages throughout the day. So I can appreciate that, like, people can assess their costs and know exactly kind of what the trip is going to cost and have unlimited access to food and beverage and all these things. So that is a bonus, right? Like, people, I can understand why people like that. Now, the downside of that is you can eat and drink as much as you want. And I think it attracts a certain type of person to these trips. And it's not like unanimous. I mean, we definitely saw healthy, fit people on the trip, but we saw a lot of, and we know in general, the United States, I think the latest statistic is something like 60% of people are overweight, and I would say the percentage on the boat was higher than that.
Yeah, I feel like it was like 70 or 80, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, most people we saw were not just big; they were like obese. It was crazy.
Yes, and it doesn't mean they're bad people.
Yeah.
Right. They're just
probably nice.
Wow.
But,
I mean, they were big. So this wasn't just overweight, like by the standard definition of body mass index or whatever. There were people, a lot of them, I would put them in the morbidly obese category, meaning 300-400 pounds, and where they couldn't sit in armed chairs. I don't know. I'm very curious, and I know that there's YouTube channels and podcasts that help people prepare and work through this, but I don't know how they got in the showers and used the bathrooms in the rooms, because these are smaller quarters on these ships. But at any rate, there were some really large people. Now, tell me a little bit about. So we saw a lot of those folks on the ship, and did you notice anything about, I don't know, what they consumed that might lead to that?
Well, I think it was, or most likely, a lot of those people were like always in the soft serve line. Like those things were really good. Or maybe they could also maybe just be camping out at the at the buffet.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're just living there, right? They brought their bed, they brought their suitcase, they're down and then just living in the cafe.
Yeah. Yeah. Just observing the plates that people had in front of them with multiple pastries and sweets and just the food choices. It's not a big surprise why people might be struggling with their weight based on what I saw. And it's not easy. Like, it's definitely harder for some people than others in terms of just being disciplined. Look at you guys. If we let you go free and eat whatever you wanted all the time, and we let you kind of do that on this trip, but if we let you do that all the time, how do you think that would go?
I don't think we would look very nice. We might look.
I'd be big fungus.
Yeah. All right. So, in addition to, let's say, our observations around large people and their diet, eating behaviors, there was a fitness center on the boat that I used every day, and there were some grinders, some fit people getting in there, getting after it. I definitely appreciated that. I felt like I had to, just given.
That's what you do literally every day normally. Yeah,
I'm in a habit of it, and so I like to go in, and I feel productive when I get a workout in every morning, even if it's not the most intense workout. If I do something every day, I feel like I've accomplished something. So yes, I like to do that. There was some really fit people in there getting after it, like I said, doing weights, running, whatever. So that was great to see. But overwhelmingly, we saw a lot of people in the other category. And it makes me a little bit sad because I think these people are damaging their bodies over time. This would be like sometimes when you guys eat junk, I ask you, would you piss in your gas tank of your car? And what do you think that would do to your engine? Right? Right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with your body. You want to treat your body good. It's the only one you get, as far as I know.
Yeah, we don't know if we get another body sometime in the future.
Right. And maybe we'll get an avatar that we can treat. But this is the only body that we get in life. And so it's hard to see people treating it so poorly, and it hurts their ability to do things. It hurts their longevity, lifespan, and I would say also their self-confidence. So for those reasons, I would love to help people be more disciplined about what they eat and consume. There's a few ways to do this, and I know that it's hard. Yeah. There's a lot of things in life that are hard. So you can eat less, eat more healthy things, and that helps. Then there's also exercise. Do you guys know how this equation works in terms of body, how you keep your body weight in check?
The 100-pound challenge.
Well, basically, there's stuff you put into your body, right?
Yeah.
And then there's stuff that comes out of your body in the form of exercise, exertion,
poop,
and pooping, sure. But basically, your body is like a machine, okay? It spends energy throughout the day doing things, and then you have to feed the machine, putting gasoline into the machine or fuel into the machine. And so you can put clean fuel or dirty fuel into it, and that affects the machine. And how much the machine runs and operates affects how much fuel it needs, right, to operate. And it's the same thing with the human body. And so the equation is quite simple. It is like, if you want to be thinner, you eat less and do more, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to gain weight, you do less and eat more. And then there's the aspect of what type of food you eat. And there are certain types of foods that are inherently known to be higher in fat, saturated fat, and other things that are sort of less digestible. preservatives, etc. So anyway, it's hard to see that. I feel for folks that are struggling with that, and I wish them luck, but my advice would be just declare martial law on your own mind and build a disciplined habit around what you put into your body and what you do with your body in terms of exercise. And it takes time, and it takes sort of habit and consistency, but you'll get there. You'll get there. And not everybody has to be a fitness model, but
yeah,
you definitely want to put yourself in, in a spectrum where you can operate and be a healthy person. And we saw a number of people that were, I would say, not in that spectrum. So ultimately, it's their choice. They do what they want. I'm just saying it's an interesting observation. So, anything else about the cruise that you would like to cover?
I think that's good.
All right, let's close out on the cruise topic. It was fun. We will probably do something like that again. So we'll look forward to it.
Yep.
Okay.